Self-belief is the key determining factor if you will actually achieve the goals you want. All right, so in this video, I'll be talking about the levels of self-belief, why it's so important, the mistakes people fall into, and all the misconceptions about this. I'll also give you some input about my story and how this has played a part. So, first thing, I'm going to define the concept of self-belief in my own words. I think everyone walking around wants things. They have goals they want to accomplish. But levels of self-belief vary per person. And based on your self-belief, you have a certainty, or I have a certainty, for example, based on someone's self-belief, how far they're going to get to in life. Assuming it doesn't change, right? So, that's one concept. And I guess to define it more logically, essentially it means how much do you believe on a scale of 1 to 10 or 1 to 100% that you will achieve the goals you want. How certain are you, right? Which, by the way, that's one of the biggest human needs. I think it might be the biggest one, I'm not sure, but it's the idea of certainty. Humans really want this. I look at it kind of like it's like a magnet, right? And certainty, when a human doesn't have certainty, it becomes their main goal, the main focus. So, essentially how it works, I'm gonna go through the levels of self-belief, all right? Starting from the absolute lowest level, which is I can't. It's the concept that you think you can't do something. There's 0% chance. Here you're at 0%. Here you pretty much, there's almost no chance you are going to do the thing. There's damn near no chance, because if you think you actually can't do something, or you can't accomplish something, then you wouldn't even embark on the journey, because to you it's a waste of time since you know you can't do it. Which logically makes sense, right? And we all have this. We're all victims to this. For example, I think I can't fly. And I know that sounds silly, but it's true. It's something I know. It's something I think I can't do. And what's funny is, hello, good morning. And what's funny is, since I think I can't do it, it won't happen, right? Now, this is an interesting one, because in my reality, I actually believe that. Like, I'm like, no, I can't fly. I can't. Right? Now let me give an example of a more common I can't. For example, someone might think, you might be eating food, right? You might be binge eating, you might be fucking up on your diet, and then your self-talk in the moment becomes, wow, I can't get in shape. I can't do this thing. There's no way I'm going to achieve this goal. So you know what? Let me just accept where I'm fucking at, and let me put this shit off, because I can't do this. And by the way, I can't do this right now is the same thing as I can't do this. Pretty much. Small degrees of difference. So the person who can't, or thinks they can't, won't take action, that person's fucked. 0% chance. Since there's 0% chance of 0% self-belief, there's an equivalent percent chance of actually achieving the goal. It's the same thing. They're proportional. Equal and opposite, just like everything in this universe. Everything has a cause and effect, right? So, let's move up to level 2, right? Which, after I can't, there is I hope. That becomes level 2. This is a little bit better. It's for sure better than I can't. But I always tell people, whenever I have a client and we talk about something, for example, he's gonna go, I don't know, he's gonna go on a date, he's gonna go on an interview, he's gonna go do something, that he wants to achieve, something that he wants to do good at. And then what happens is sometimes they'll say something like, yeah, hopefully it goes well. Yeah, I hope this thing goes well. Right? Hopefully I have a good weekend. Hopefully this. And I always correct them. To me, I have such a trigger with this word. I don't know why. Like, out of all of them, this one triggers me. I guess because you're like on the right direction. Like, you're clearly on the right direction. So it's funny, like the person who has the hope, there is hope for that person. But you don't want hope, you want certainty. Hope is still not being certain in something. You still think it's not in your control. Which I actually think that the only time you should use this word is for things that aren't in your control. Then it actually makes sense. Like if I said, I hope tomorrow is a sunny day or something. That actually makes a lot of sense because I have no fucking idea. And since I have no certainty, I can use that word. So, that's I hope, right? This is still up the ladder, right? If you want to get mathematical, I guess you could call this the 25% mark. You're at 25%. Okay? Okay. Which means, once again, you have a 25% chance of achieving this goal, which is pretty shit. You shouldn't aim for this. You should not. What's the next level after hoping? I will. Now this one, once you're at I will, you've already crossed like the halfway mark, basically. You're already ahead of the fucking curve. You're already doing better than most. So you should be proud of yourself if you're at this position. Let me explain I will. There's more of an aggressive emotion behind this one. Right? Like, I will do this thing. It's almost like you've decided this thing, you're gonna do this thing will happen. You're like deciding it, but it hasn't happened mentally yet. And let me explain that concept. For example, there's certain things in your life that you are certain will happen. Like, you are absolutely certain. And once it's a certainty, you don't even have much thought behind it. It's almost like just a habit, right? And one way you can look at habits are like something you have 100% certainty in, basically. So you're so certain, you don't even think about it. But I will is you're thinking about this. So, to get deeper on I will and give you more examples, imagine you pick up a new book, right? And you want to read the book, and you're like, cool, I will read this book. I will read this book. Nice, good job. You're about to read this book, you're about to take action. Awesome. But you don't know the book. You haven't read it yet. You don't know what's inside of it. You've just decided you're going to take action, which, like I said, you already are ahead of the curve, and good job for getting here. But let me get to the final one. I know. This is the strongest element of belief. This is the concept of actually knowing the thing. This goes for things like tying your shoes. Things that you have zero thought behind because you know it's going to happen. There's zero certainty. There's not even much aggressive emotion behind it. You don't have to like really try to do this thing. It just happens. This is where everyone wants to get to, basically.
That's tier 3, so maybe tier 2 is the next one.
If you can have this level of self-belief with the goal that you want, then you have 100% chance of getting it, like 100%. The only problem becomes, like, how would someone have such certainty in the goal if it's never happened? That becomes the only real problem here. And that's why people who usually have this level of certainty, it's because they've already accomplished the goal. And they can do it again. Once you achieve a certain amount of money, it's not out of your reality to do the same thing again. Once you got in a certain level of shape, it's not out of your reality to do it again. This concept has 100% happened to everybody watching this. Once it's in the past, you have no doubt it can be replicated in the future. Assuming you did it, right? Assuming it wasn't like luck. Which, by the way, that's another word I don't like. Luck. Because the concept of luck doesn't help you. How does it help you in life? It doesn't. It just softens you as a man. Like, oh, that was luck. I did this thing because of luck. I got lucky. I'm lucky to be where I'm at. How does that soften you? How does that give you self-confidence? How does that make you certain and sure of who you are and what you can accomplish? Luck takes away responsibility. The other way to think of luck, the other way people think of this is like, oh yeah, my opponent got lucky. Oh yeah, these people got lucky when they faced me. So it's not me that's the problem, they just got lucky. It was luck. It's like taking away responsibility of your actions and what's happened in your life. So this is another word to completely avoid. Completely avoid. I don't believe in luck. I don't think I'm lucky. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm not lucky. I've worked for it. I did. You know what's funny? There's only one thing that you could say luck to. And it's the same concepts of hope. Right? The weather. The weather, you have no real idea what the hell's gonna happen with this shit, right? Especially in Miami. You can look at every weather app and it doesn't make a difference. You have no idea what's gonna happen. So for example, I could go outside and it's supposed to rain, but it doesn't rain, so then my video goes well. That's luck. You could look at that as luck. I mean, you could. But you know what's funny? Even in those cases, I don't look at it as luck. I kind of look at it like, oh wow, I guess this message was needed to be put out, that even the world like moved for me. And I'm grateful for that. And to get back to the levels of self-belief, once you're at I know, that's when the thing will happen. That's when you have the most confident energy. That's when you're walking around like a winner. That's how people who make money, it's easy for them to keep making money. Once you've won, it's easy for you to keep winning because you start walking around like a winner. And now let me get into that concept. The idea of walking around like a winner and why this makes you win more. Once you've accomplished something and you have certainty you can do it again, now your brain rewires itself into looking for similar opportunities and taking the similar action in a habitual way. It's not even a conscious element as much. As humans, most of what we do throughout the day is a habit. It is a reaction to an external signal. Your alarm rings. Your reaction is to grab your phone and turn it off. Did you think about that? Did you think about your hand and where you're gonna click it and did you think about it? You didn't really think about it too much. When you're about to leave your house and you grab your keys, did you think about that, or was it like a habit? When I'm walking around taking these videos and I'm out here changing arms based on pain, am I thinking about it? Honestly, not really. It's kind of a habit. It's not taking much of my mental energy. So my point is, once you rewire yourself into someone who's successful and has this I know energy, and you have certainty of victory, then you begin to see the signals and the opportunities and begin to take the correct response and actions for success. Because what happens when you don't have the certainty is you might self-sabotage. You might see the opportunity, you might be given something, but you don't take the necessary response. You don't take immediate action. You have doubt, and as a result, you never get the accomplishment. And I guess this is the final part of this video, which is to explain how to develop self-belief, because it's not something you can just have. Like after this video, it's not like boom, you're cured. Not really. You have to kind of accept that you might not be at I know level yet. It's kind of difficult, very, very difficult too. Let's say you've never played soccer and now you're at I know I'll be really good at my first match. It's gonna be very difficult for you to think that. I would damn near consider you delusional for you to think this. But you could be at I will. You could skip hope and can't, and you can go directly to will for pretty much every goal you want. Right? And it doesn't have to be I will accomplish my YouTube 100K goal. For example, it could be I will put my best effort to accomplish this goal. And you can have certainty in that. You can, because it's 100% in your control, so why wouldn't you? And I believe this is the first level. It's like to have certainty in your effort, in your output, in your ability to try for the thing. That's like the first level. Maybe you don't have certainty in the results, but you know you're gonna fucking try. It's level 1, man. Like, better said, that's skipping the fucking weak levels, which I'm never gonna say I can't do something. Never. I'll never say that shit. I'll never think about it. For example, I'm not a tall dude. So anyone in my position, they'd be like, oh, I can't do the NBA. There's no way I could do the NBA. Like, I can't. I'm not the height that's typically at the NBA. You know what I think? I think I could. I 100% could. If I wanted to, if that was my dream goal, if that was my purpose, if I was in love with it, I know I could. Why wouldn't I be? Even if someone hasn't done it, I know I could. Everything that's been accomplished in this life, everything that's been accomplished in this life at one point in history wasn't accomplished. What makes you different? What makes your goals different? Whatever comes up in your head, those are doubts implanted on you, whether internally or externally. And you have to stop associating yourself with that shit. And you gotta start moving up the levels of self-belief and eventually get to I know. So to finish off this video, the way you start to cultivate self-belief is through accepting you will put the effort and the actions that are aligned towards the goals you want. And then you just fall in love with your output and your effort and your attitude. And if you can do that, you will eventually reach the I know level. You will eventually actually achieve the goal, eventually. But without action, you won't cultivate any self-belief. And this is the biggest thing I want to point out in this video. So many people, when they think of manifestation, they think that you can just think of something and it's going to happen to you. No, the correct way of thinking of manifestation is it begins with thought, but then your thought has to lead to an action. If it doesn't lead to an action, then it doesn't even exist in this world. The only thing in manifestation that makes sense is like, if you do think of something long enough, you have a higher chance of actually doing it. That's true. Which is what I tell people when they want to accomplish something. It's like, let's say you want to work 1 hour a day on your side hustle or your passion. Then every day, set aside 1 hour sit down at your table, turn off your phone, and think about how you're going to accomplish it. Just think about it. Just think about it. Have a notebook, have a laptop with you, don't have any distractions, and every day you put 1 hour of thinking. You can do whatever you want in this hour as long as you're thinking towards your goal. And in a long enough time scale, I have confidence you'll know what to do. And you will start doing the thing. At some point you will. With enough thinking, you're gonna start to think, which is like funny. With enough thinking, you're gonna start to think, maybe thinking all the time isn't the right thing I should do. Maybe I should actually do something with this. Maybe I should write down something. Maybe I need to look up this one thing. Oh, this one thing taught me about this other thing. Maybe I should do this. Oh, here's like one step that I should do. And then you might overthink this concept and then it takes you forever. But then eventually, with enough time, you're gonna eventually do it. Because you get bored of the novice levels of things that it pushes you into the next level. That's kind of how it works. So remember, no matter where you're at on the self-belief level thing, you can go up. You can do it. Trust me, you can. You've done it with other stuff. Maybe not with your goals, but you've done it with other stuff. Skip, I can't. Skip, I hope. Those have no power in them. And just go straight to I will. I will put in my fucking effort. I will. And you do that enough, you're gonna get to I know. And then you know it's the thing, man. And with enough I knows in your life, it becomes easier to kind of just do this with shit. Because you just become a person that believes in yourself. You just believe in yourself. You might not believe in yourself right now, and that's fine. That's okay. I had a long journey to get to this point where I feel like I could genuinely say I really believe I could do anything I want. I could really believe I could achieve any level of wealth. I believe anything. I literally believe everything. No doubt in my goals. None. It's really only a matter of time. Like, can I tell you when I'm going to achieve X goal? Not really. I can't really say that. But it's gonna happen. It's all gonna happen. And I'm happy right now, not until I get my goal. Because the goal and the results, like I've said before, that is not where you find the fulfillment. You find the fulfillment in the effort. And take peace and have peace in that concept, which is you already have at your disposal the things that will set you free and make you happy, which is your effort and your output. So go out there and go out there and accomplish your goals. Put your effort into it. Fall in love with that concept. And I guarantee you gain more self-confidence that bleeds into other areas of your life, and this becomes your journey. This becomes your whole life as a man or a woman, right? Have a great day. We'll talk soon. Peace out.